wasting all my time thinking about the things that won't lift me up, wouldn't keep it in my mind. All those things that won't lift me up. I just care about you and 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 I just need some sunlight, feel it in my bones to get myself together. You can't keep me high, this blood runs through my veins. It's all on you. good for you, one heart to roll for you. Couldn't be perfect for you. Was our one night too slow for you? One time said no to you. Couldn't be perfect for you. No matter how much I wanted to, it wasn't worth it to do. No matter how much I tried for you, those days turned into lifetimes. Wrapped up too much to untangle our lives. Always stayed in for you. Mask on, asking me to perform too. Every sigh, every change in your eyes, locked in my mind. Cut through so deep, I don't even wanna try. Every time you told me they lied, I knew where I'd hide, and you know I shine under the moon. Under the couldn't be perfect for you. No matter how much I wanted to, it wasn't worth it to do. Under the moon.
Why are you not showing? There we go. Hello and welcome to TTFL round 9. Nearly said 10 then. It's round 9. And we are at Texas for Circuit of the Americas. And Mano's just left, so as soon as I get in, I've got to send an invite. Come on, game. Load in. Loading completed. Waiting. Let's get the invite form. Invite sent to Mano. So whilst we're waiting for drivers to make their way on track, I will run through the standings from last week. Obviously, with the end of the feature race becoming a bit of a mess for the servers, people jumping around all over the place, it was nigh on impossible for the guys to allocate points correctly. I don't think that's the right standings either. Let's turn that off a moment. So points from last week are just the sprint points that have been added. Drivers. Should be the right one. So let's try that again. Drivers. That don't look right. That does not look right. I'm really unprepared tonight. Looking around. Driver's standings 149. No, that is correct. Ignore me. I was lying. So, Chronicus in the lead with 149 points. Custom in second on 118. Find the Past just behind on 111. Frenzy sitting in fourth on 75 and Moyland in fifth on 58. Zodak takes sixth. Scarito in seventh. Jake in eighth. Mrs. Carl in ninth. Steeled in 10th. Fake Jesus in 11th. Camus in 12th. Simseko in 13th, Hyder in 14th, Josh in 15th, Kelly Kane in 16th, Hobo in 17th, Wi-Fi in 18th, Cons and Effectus yet to score points. In the team standings, McLaren still sitting at the top of the table. Ferrari are in the hunt, but they've got some work to do to try and close that gap down. Evening, Hobo. Hope you're doing alright. Hope your wheel's not killed you yet. Mercedes in third, Alpha Tauri in fourth, Alfa Romeo fifth, Red Bull sixth, Alpine seventh, Haas in eighth, Williams in ninth, and Aston in 10th. Now we've got drivers on track. Let's get the track map up. Update on full track map. Let's see who is out on track first. So Con's just making his way down the long straight into the braking for the left-hander. So Moreland is ahead on track though with Find the Pass just behind him. Let's see what Moreland can do. Moreland not racing in VR anymore. Just makes it, although it's more enjoyable in VR, he said it's so difficult to see where people are. Makes it really hard to actually race wheel to wheel. Moreland was still on an outlap apparently. Cons sets the first time with a 35.5. And Jake goes through to take second with a 36.3. It is full quali tonight. So everyone will be through. No one needs to do more than one run on a set of tyres. Unless, of course, they want to do more than one run. But it would be a bit wasteful, in my opinion. Why is the tyre data not coming up? So you're running. Why have you stopped working? Because there's been a bloody update. That one. Overlays. Not that one, not that one, not that one. Not that one. Why are you not working? Looks like we've got no overlays, so no telemetry data tonight. That's great. Just what we needed. So it's all going to be guesswork. Unless anyone is in the chat and wants to give away their data. So Find the Pass has gone to the top with a 35.2. Disappears. So he's run on the hard tyre. Cons went out on the softs. Jake on the hard on a 36.3. Moreland on the softs at the moment. Sitting in fourth on the 36.6. Zodak running on the medium. It's coming through the final sector. Into 19. Very easy to lose a lap here. Track limits are quite strict. So Zodak goes across the line on a 35.7. Takes him into third. Obviously, when we go into Q2, everything resets anyway. So this is just for pride. Cons has retired in the pits. Martin coming down to the almost hairpin onto that long straight. Not noticed anyone moaning about the sun in their eyes yet. No doubt that'll be coming later on during quali in the race. Just making his way through the final sector, the triple right-hander. And the two almost 90-degree left-handers to bring him back up, start finish straight. And crosses the line at 34.0. Quite a marker over everyone else. Can Cornicus do? No, it's not even deploying ERS. He's backed right off on that one. Everyone's going to be through anyway. So I don't expect these times to be truly representative. So 57.9 for Cornicus takes him into 8th. It does look like he is pushing as Mano goes through with a 33.8. Take him to the top of the standings. Cornicus definitely pushing on this lap. Yellow flag at the top of the hill into turn 1. That's cleared. Back down the long straight to the end of sector 2 for Cornicus. DRS open. There's a car back over to the right to open the left-hander as much as possible. 102.8 through sector 2. Purple sector 1 and sector 2 for Cornicus. Is he going to try and take bragging rights for Q1? Moylan can keep an eye on the stream now. Yeah, I can imagine it would be difficult in VR. So Cornicus out of the final corner, 33.5. does take him to the top of the board, and on the medium tyre as well. So looking good for a battle through the rest of quali. As Casso comes round, 45.0 on the medium tyre. Slower without it. It's because you're so used to being in VR. It's going to feel weird trying to drive on a screen again. I tried it last week. Tried F1 again, and I just can't do screen, or especially a single screen, because I've had to shrink F1 down to a solo screen for comm streams. Probably doesn't help, it's also the left screen, not my centre screen. I'm sure you will find the pace through the race, but feel free to hassle Hobo. Love to see a Hobo meltdown. Speaking of which, I better give our illustrious league owner some screen time, and as I do, he decides to invalidate it. Well done, Hobo. Everyone's watching, everyone's disappointed. We're not surprised, we're just disappointed. So, Frenzy on an outlap. For fuck's sake, has he invalidated that? I mean, it's Q1, he's gonna get through. All he's got to do is put a lap together. Doesn't have to push. I'll move that to there. Well, I can. In fact, I'm going to do that quickly. Move that to there. Bring that across to there. I'm just playing with overlays. Whilst we're sitting comfortably. Oh, he's bailed on it as well. Hobo into the pit. So Camu goes through into 8th with a 36.0. Speed is snuck into 7th with a 35.8. I think it's just Casto and Frenzy on track. Casto obviously wanted to prove a point. Goes into 2nd with a 33.7. Frenzy round turn 12 from memory. Now on to the long straight, DRS open. Don't take as much of the right hand curb as some of the other drivers. Brings it back over to the left with the double right hander. Followed by a double left hander and then a triple right hander. It's the final corner to go for Frenzy. Crosses the line, 36.8 takes him into 12th. Hobo back out on track on an outlap. We will stay with Hobo. So everyone cross your fingers that you can get an actual lap in. He's only got one. He's only got one shot at this. Although I think he will still go through as he did. Although he invalidated the lap. He has been out on track. Bit unsteady through the final corner. Does get across the line before time runs out. So now into the S's. I will be trying to remember the F1 lines that you had to unlearn to do ESR in the GT3s. So tidy through the S's as we now come down the hill towards turn 12. Hard onto the brakes and then back on the power as early as possible. Try and open that corner out as much as you can to carry as much speed down this straight. DRS open. Don't take too much of the inside. As you come to the braking point, could have taken more curb on the outside though, Hobo. Manages to get through there without invalidating this time though. There's the car back over to the left before that triple right-hander. And there's 2 corners to go. I thought he was going to run wide then and invalidate it, but he does get across the line and puts himself into 9th. Wasted a set of soft tyres though. So there we are, confirmation, everyone's through. So on to Q2 where we will lose the slowest 5 drivers. Hopefully everyone's woken up from their naps they had if they retired early in the session. Waiting. More loading screens. Yep, 9th Hobo in the session that doesn't count, so now you've got to do it all again. And now we've got to get data back up. Oh, a bit more action now. People more interested in getting out on track. Horrible onboard shot there. But Mrs. Cole is leading the cars round at the moment. McLaren find the pass just behind, followed by Casto. Good half the grid are out on track. Casto wanting to be at the front to set that first time has made his way past Mrs. Cole and find the pass. Still a few drivers waiting in the pits. Possibly hoping the track evolves a bit as these first 11 drivers start their laps. So we'll stay with Casto for his first run in Q2. ERS has been enabled for him. A big moment on the exit of the final corner. It's going to cost him a bit on the run up the hill. Gets the car nicely through turn one. Then drop down the hill as we now run through the S's. Very easy to carry too much speed through there. A 25.5 for sector one. Looking tidy so far on the lap. Down the hill and into turn 12. DRS is open as he runs, keeping as far to the right of the track as possible. Need to be careful there. It's quite easy to get an invalidation if you just clip that white line a little bit too much with the left hand wheels. Let's get a bit of oversteer on the exit. Just lost the traction for him, but he's recovered it well through the triple right hander. Drop down to the penultimate corner. Skirting on the track limits there. Those left hand wheels just on the white line. 34.0 from Casto on that first run. Mrs. Cole with a 34.5. Find the pass, bailing on that one and into the pits. Cons comes through with a 35.5. As Martin, a 34.0 takes him to the top. Speedy into third with a 34.4, but then dropped to fourth as Thornicus does a 34.2 to go second. Moylan's first run a 35.4. Wi-Fi a 36.0. Zodak's just started his run. Hobart is going through turn one as well, so we'll come back to Zodak. Oh, big moment for Zodak coming out of turn 12. And at least to keep it out of the barrier. Apparently driving with the pit limiter on as well. Picking up lots of marbles there. So he's bailed on that lap. See what Hobo can do. Mercedes keeping out of the way. Not willing to get any risk of obstructing. It looks like people are struggling for traction on the exit of turn 13. Seeing a few with the back ends twiddling around. Evening T, how are you doing? Hobo, just 2 corners to go. What can he set as he crosses the line? A 36.3 goes into 9th. How long will he stay there for? Frenzy into sector 3. Yeah, I'm not too bad. A fairly relaxed week. Camo comes to the top with a 33.9. Really showing some pace lately in qualifying, is Camo. Seeing him up at the top, on the top end of quali a few times now. So Frenzy goes up into 7th on a 35.2. Why? Are you acting so delayed? My keyboard dying. I think my keyboard battery's just died. You've got to be kidding me. I'll put Find the Pass on for a moment. Battery. Can't be dead already. House is good. That one. Oh, yeah, you can't do that because your keyboard's not connected. Settings. System and devices. Oh, why are you being stupid? Right, you're there. Oh, now you come back. Okay, so Find the Pass did manage to complete a lap, did a 35.3 on the hard tyres. Good enough for 8th. It's going to need to get back out, I think, because he's going to be at risk from a few of those drivers behind. Moreland currently sitting in 9th, back out on track, currently on that 35.4. Cons on an outlap on the 35.5. Only 7 thousandths between Cons and Moyland at the moment. Zodak is on track and heading down towards turn 13. Ooh, really wide there on the exit, which has invalidated that lap. He's going to need to go again. Has he got fuel for another run? Looks like he's going to be tight on fuel. We'll see Zodak into the pits. And there he is as Mano goes up into first place with a 33.5. So that puts Moyland on the bubble. Cons, Wi-Fi button, Hobo, Zodak and Jake all at risk at the moment. Stay with Moyland to see if he can improve. And invalidates. It's a commentator's curse. Every time I go on board with someone, they're invalidating their lap. Oh, let's try and get comfortable. Cons is on out lap. Wi-Fi's on an out lap. Hobo's on an invalidated lap. Zodak's back in the pits. Mano's not pushing. Speedy's not deploying. And Camo's retired from the second. Is he feeling confident in second place? To be fair, I'd be feeling confident as well. 33.9, a great time. Speedy's on build lap by the looks of it. This is Cole's not deploying. Jake's snuck up into 8th with the 34.7. Times are pretty close. Not got long left in the second, so I expect to see Moyland back out on track shortly, but he's going to have to get a move on. Just being wheeled into the pits now. He's going to want to get back out on track as soon as possible. Cons has gone round to the inside, kept it off the racing line and waited for, I think that was Zodak to go past before rejoining. Mano's retired in the pits. Wi-Fi with some work to do if he wants to see himself into Q3. That's not going to be a lap to do it for him. Hobo is pushing this time around, but 3/10 down on his time already. As Moyland is on an outlap, should be able to make it round before the checkered flag falls. .25.6 for Zodak through sector 1. Go into the left-hander. Keeps it tidy this time. Now heading down that long straight, DRS open. So left-hander to go before we get the next split. As Hobo's retired in the pits, I believe. And Hobo will be taking no further part in qualifying tonight. Find himself starting at best 14th. Cons is retired as well. What can Zodak do? Just 2 corners to go. Can he find his way into the top 10? If he does make it in there, will he be able to hold on to it? As he does get himself into 8th. Find the pass, just dropping down to turn 12. He's got some work to do. Currently sat in 11th. So Wi-Fi button has pitted. So it's just find the pass, and Moyland in that knockout zone at the minute are able to set times. Casto goes to the top of the board with a 32.6. So Casto showing his pace early on through qualifying. Find the pass, doesn't look like he's deploying. So it could be the end of Find the Pass's qualifying tonight. And it is, he's pulling into the pit, so Find the Pass won't be making it into Q3. First time for a while we've seen that happen. Can Moyland find, what's he need? 7/10. Oh, out of fuel. Unlucky for the pass. Can Moylan? Yes, Moylan can find the 7/10. He goes 1.9 faster. Takes himself into 4th place. So at the end of that, we will be saying goodbye for now to Jake, Find the Pass, Cons, Wi-Fi Button, and Hobo. Chronicus did break into the 132.9s as well, taking himself into 2nd for the session. Just a quarter of a second off the pace of Casto. Martin another 3/10 back in 3rd. Moreland 3/10 back in 4th. Mano very similar time to Moyland. We've got Camus, Mrs. Cole, Frenzy, Speedy, and Zodak. I suppose better scroll through just in case the program they run for results isn't working. They've had the opportunity. Oh, don't start yawning now. Crowd are going mad. Mano, Mrs. Carl, Casto, and Moreland all making their way out onto track. Oh, keep an eye on that. Moreland getting closer. Find the pass. Massive error, invalidated. Yeah, it's the risk when you're trying to get every last 10th out of it. Push too hard, invalidate. And with limited fuel. Yeah, T's right though. You'll be good in the race. You'll work your way back up through the grid. So. Who's going to be the first to start their lap? Casto with Moylan just behind, who may get the benefit of the toe here on his first lap as well. So that may hurt him a little through the S's. Lovely line from Casto through turn 1. Moylan almost identical line. Just keep flicking between these two. And looking a bit tidier through that apex. Out turn 12, both keeping it tidy. As we run down towards 13, where we've seen Casto have issues with rear traction a couple of times. Can he keep it together on this all important first run in Q3? Does look tidy. Both drivers looking very tidy. Looks like Casto's pulled a bit of a gap though through the middle of sector 3. We'll see what the first time is. Casto with a 33.0. Moyland invalidated somewhere. Mano though comes through to take provisional pole with a 32.8. Which Thornicus immediately smashes. 32.3 for Thornicus. Fastest time of the night so far. That's Camus coming through the final corner. Oh, just invalidates out the final corner. 33.9. A good time from Camus. But because it's final corner, it invalidates the next lap as well. That's unfortunate. Martin into third with a 32.9. Speed is invalidated. Frenzy through the triple right-hander. Just the final 2 corners to go. What can Frenzy do? Ferrari will be looking for a strong result tonight to try and close that gap to McLaren. Into 5th for Frenzy with a 34.1. Moyland back out on track. Nice clean air in front of him. So we're trying to get those tyres to a nice starting temp. Don't want to cook them up too much because they will die off fairly quickly around this track. Let's Frenzy through. Speedy is on a lap. Well, they're both in chat together, so I'm sure Speedy is screaming for Moyland to either give him a tow or get out the way. Moyland's going to want to try and let this gap to Speedy build so he doesn't catch Speedy whilst he's on his cool-down lap. Pause that. So this the final 2 corners for Speedy to go as the Ferrari dives into the pits. Keeps it in the lines. 33.2 for Speedy, puts him into 5th as Moyland starts his second attempt at a time lap. So just under 5 minutes left of the session. Thornicus currently in provisional pole with that 32.3, Mano on the 32.8, Martin on the 32.9, then Casto on the 33.0, Speedy on the 33.2, and Frenzy on the 34.1. As Moyland drops down the hill. Oh, don't yawn. So on the long DRS straight, trying to carry as much speed as possible into this braking zone. Now the track gets more technical again. Through the left-hander, dip on the inside. It'll be a nightmare for unsettling the car. It's just a triple right-hander. And final left-handers in. Invalidates the lap again. Track limits at turn 19. Really not doing Moyland any favours. Likes to make up work for himself. How speed is on his in lap. This is Carl just coming through turn 12. Now on to the DRS straight. Yeah, it didn't do you any favours in ESR either, did it, Moyland? Track limits on that one is just horrendous. You have to give it everything on your next run. This is Carl now through the final corner. Crosses the line, a 34.2 goes up into 7th. As Camo comes through to start his, I'm going to guess it's going to be his final run. He has got a bit of traffic ahead. He's going to catch that through the S's. Hopefully they are watching their mirrors and can keep out of his way. That's right, that was Moyland getting well out of the way. Now Camo have Zodak just ahead. Zodak's just behind, sorry. That's Mrs. Carl on her in lap ahead of Camo. They head down towards turn 13. This is Carl keeping the car over to the left and well off the racing line. Keeping well out of the way of everyone. Everyone else is on an outlap. Mrs. Cole, you can make your way back round. As Camo's off. Camo's ended up in the wall on the inside there, so Camo won't be able to set a time in Q3. See what Zodak can do. Very close to track limits on both exit corners there, or exit curbs. So Zodak goes through into 7th on a 34.1. Moyland starts his final run. Heading into the S's. This bit tied up well. 25.4. Thought that was going to be an invalidation there. He took so much of the inside curb. Gets away with it. Drop down into turn 12. Just snooze you. So Mrs. Cole currently sitting in 8th. Moyland coming up to turn 13. See how his splits looking. A 103.2 through sector 2. Needs to get this triple right-hander right. Mano's retired in the pits. See, wasn't improving on his run. Keeps it clean through 19 and 20. Goes into 6 on a 33.8. Thornicus crosses the line. It did improve. The 32.376. Martin comes across into second on 32.8. But Casto crosses the line to still provisional pole on a 32.361. 15 thousandths of a second between Casto and Thornicus. Casto leaving it right to the last moment. As Zodak fails to get into the pits to see his car collect the outside wall and rip a wheel off. So Casto takes pole for the Texas race. Thornicus in second, Martin in third, Mano in fourth, Speedy respectable fifth, Frenzy in sixth, Moyland in seventh, Zodak in eighth, Mrs. Carl in ninth, and Camus in 10th. Top five, very close in times, just over half a second separating the top five. Will definitely make for a good race. No idea what the weather's going to be doing for these guys. No idea why my overlays have stopped working as well. If there was ever a good time to bin it, it was at the end of Q3. Yeah, that is the best time to bin it once you've set your lap. Just waiting for everyone to move on and load up. See, everyone's eager to get going. Here we go. So let's see what they've gone for. Casto and Thornicus going for the medium. Martin on the hard. Mallow and Speedy on the medium. Frenzy going aggressive with the soft. Moyland, Zodak, Mrs. Cole, Camus and Jake all on the medium. Find the pass, Cons, Wi-Fi on the softs and Hobo on the medium. You have got a bit of work to do, find the pass, but I'm sure you can get it done. As everyone makes their way down the back straight. Should be lining up on the grid. So soon be lining up on the grid. They've still got a fair chunk of the track to go. Ad break in progress. Great, just as we go to the start of the race, we get an ad break. A 2-minute ad break? What the... Turn that off, you... Come on, take your time lining up, boys. Got a minute and a half before anyone can see what's going on. Worst possible time for an ad break, and I can't snooze it. Can't even see the lights. And we're lights out, away we go. Casto has a good start, but Mano up the inside into turn 1 gets the move done up into second. Thornicus having a nightmare of a start, losing out to Mano. Looks like coming under attack from Martin and Speedy, but managing to hold on to it. Speedy side by side with Frenzy, just keeping ahead. Moyland holding on to his 7th place start. This is Carl and Camus both making a move and getting past Zodak in that start. Cons up 2 places, find the pass, sitting in 12th, but gets a good exit and finds his way up into 11th, getting past Cons. Cons tucks back into that slipstream though, got shaking this battle for 11th place as well, going 4 wide into turn 13. As Hobo trying to recover from that poor qualifying, finds himself up in 13th. Back at the front of the grid, Casto has held on to that lead. Mano up 2 places, holding on to the back of Casto at the moment. Thornicus still within touching distance as well. They're starting to open a gap over Speedy and Martin. Frenzy and Moylan trying to tag on to the back of that Alfa Romeo pair. See what they can do through the race. Major changes further back at the moment. The leaderboard has decided to have a moment, so I can't actually see what the true gaps are. Casto not visibly pulling away as much as we've seen him do in previous races. Mano and Thornicus keeping him honest at the moment. DRS next time around, which is going to help Mano and Thornicus hold on to Casto. The 2 DRS straights here, but they are 2 of the longest straights on the track. Come on, leaderboard, sort your life out. Looking very wide round on the exit of turn 19. Casto pumping in another fastest lap. It looked like Mano got the DRS. No, you wouldn't. It's only just become active, so it'll be this lap. They'll get DRS if they're within range, but Casto has broken that DRS gap back to Mano. Hell was that sort of audio? So Thornicus will get DRS on Mano. They head down towards turn 12. Can Thornicus close up enough to try and get the move done? Cons picks up a 3-second penalty. Is starting to close, but only finds 3/10 down that DRS straight. If Mano's got a lower downforce setup on, or if he's just deploying his... Let's put the telemetry on. Got some idea. Looks like Mano did deploy quite a bit of ERS in defence there. Speedy's managed to get the move done on Martin. So Speedy up into fourth. Martin now coming under pressure from Frenzy. And Moyland watching from the back of this battle as well, ready to pounce if anyone makes a mistake. Mrs. Cole not quite within DRS of Moyland, but not too far off. Find the pass, finds himself in 9th place, so he's gained 3 off the start. Just another 8 to go, and he'll be running second. So Camo holds on to 10th place where he started. Zodak's dropped down 3 from the start. Thank you for the raid, Benjamin. Welcome to the stream. We're at lap 4 at the moment. Casto's defending his lead well. Just managing to stay out the DRS of Mano and Shaunicus. Looks like Mano's made a bit of ground on Casto this time around. Martin and Speedy trading places again, so Martin back up into 4th. Frenzy and Moyland just watching in the background, trying to find a way past. That Alfa Romeo pairing looks to be quite strong on the pass. Still stuck behind Mrs. Carl at the moment. I swear it looked like he didn't have a helmet on a second ago as well. We all know how great this game can be, so it is quite possible he takes his helmet off midway round the lap. Hobo is a bit stuck at the moment, currently running 13th. Gained a couple off the start, but not within the DRS of Jake. So I think he's going to struggle trying to stop reading Discord. Discord is distracting, especially when it's not this league's Discord. So let's get this league's Discord up, just in case anyone needs an invite and I've completely missed it. So Mano has closed within the DRS of Casto out in front. Martin and Speedy trading places again, side by side as they go around the right-hander. Looking very close to contact there, and again Speedy just managing to hold on. All the time these guys are battling, it's costing them time to the leaders. Moyland has managed to make a move and get the move done on Frenzy, so Moyland up into 6th. He'll now get the DRS, but so will Frenzy and Martin as well, so it's going to make it very hard to try and make a move, especially into turn 1. DRS train forming there as Mano and Shaunicus have closed up. I wonder if these two are trying to work together, not battle one another too much. Just keep Casto within touching distance. Find the pass has got the move done on Mrs. Cole, so he's up into 8th and closing into the back of that DRS train for 4th. In a little bit of time, that DRS train's going to stretch all the way down to 10th. So Moyland looked to go for a move on Martin, but Martin managing to defend it into 12. Moyland looking up the inside with 3 wide into 13. got a nice camera angle from perspective of seeing the inside two cars. A horrible camera angle for trying to work out who's going to come out in front. As Martin gets past Speedy, Moylan goes for a move on the inside as well. Moylan gets the move done, so in the space of a couple of corners, Speedy's lost out 2 places. And he's not careful, he's going to lose out a 3rd place to Frenzy. Frenzy's right on the back of this battle as well. And that has allowed Find the Pass to close right up into this. So we are now DRS from 4th all the way down to 10th. Wi-Fi picking up a 3-second penalty, so Wi-Fi and Cons both carrying penalties now. Way Speedy has had a moment coming out of turn 1, finds himself dropping down into 11th. Doesn't look to have picked up, no, that's a lie, he has picked up damage. He's got left end plate damage, so that's going to cost him all the way through the S's as Hobo tries to get the move done. Speedy's going to be struggling for turning on that car, defending like his life depends on it from Hobo. Can Hobo get the move done? Speedy's going to get the DRS, so it's going to help him defend. I think Speedy's going to have to come into the pits though. He's not going to be able to carry on with that end plate through the S's. He's just going to end up losing so much time as he runs wide on the exit there. Definitely time to switch strategy, Speedy. I think you need to come in, chuck the hards on and try and go long and hold out for a late safety car maybe. So Hobo taking advantage and up into 12th. I just saw someone round. That was Camo round, so Camo drops down into 13th. Moylan's managed to get the move done on Martin as well, so Moylan up into 4th. Mano and Thornicus still holding on to Casto. Not close enough to go for a send at the moment. But within touching distance, Moylan finds himself now 8 seconds back from this battle for the lead. He's still got Martin right on his tail, who's going to have the DRS. They've managed to break away from Find the Pass. Find the Pass has got past Frenzy as Frenzy goes back on the attack with the DRS, making that move look easy down towards the braking zone. Gets the move completed nicely. Still Mano and Thornicus just biding their time. Possibly trying to look after their tyres. Oh, I think the undercut may be stronger here than the overcut. This Mano runs deep into turn 1. Thornicus has a look, but not close enough to actually get a move done. That's going to cost Mano on the run through the S's. He's losing time to Casto as Casto got a clean run out of turn 1. As I say that, Mano manages to close that gap down and recoup a couple of tenths on that gap. DRS this time as well. Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to cough down the mic then. As Mano going for the move into turn 13. Gets the move done, but can Casto fight back through the rest of sector 3, or will he choose to bide his time so they don't start tripping over one another and losing time to those behind. Casso with plenty of ERS to play with. So Thornicus as well. Mano 30% down on Casto. It's surprising to see that Casto's carrying that much extra DRS, ERS, having been defending for 9 laps. I thought he would have depleted a bit more. He's got a good handle on his ERS management, knows when to deploy it. As we go through the S's one more time. So looks more confident on the brakes through the S's. And I look to struggle a little there. His tyres are feeling the effects of running in the dirty air for the last 10 laps. Casto with the DRS goes to the inside, gets the move done well before the braking zone into 13. Little lock up as the track drops away there. That won't affect his tyres too much. So Casto back into the lead. Moyland losing ground to this front pack. Nearly 9 seconds back now. As he's trying to hold off Martin. I hate that onboard audio. Frenzy's losing touch with this battle for 4th place. Sitting in a bit of no man's land, find the pass. Guessing those softs are going to be dying as he does dive into the pits. Comes into the pits from 7th place. Where's it going to bring him out? Turn from medium tyre. It should be able to get the medium to the end from here. It won't be pretty at the end. They should last. That's camo through. So find the pass, comes back out onto track into 12th. So back where he started. All that work to do again, but he'll be hoping these cars in front start to pit soon so he can pick the places back up. Casto has held on to the lead for another lap. Thornicus still calmly watching what's going on ahead. Not under any pressure from behind, so we can just place his car where he needs to keep in touch. It's in the DRS, so that will help him save some ERS, ready for a battle when it comes time. Wow. Martin still looking at the back of that Mercedes of Moyland. Hobo up into 9th now, has made his way past Zodak. Zodak is looking like he's trying to keep a hold of Hobo, try and get that place back. Wi-Fi into the pits. So find the pass. Has got past Camo, so now running in 11th. So Zodak, see if he can get a move done on Hobo. As we look back at the front, actually, Thornicus has managed to get in front of Mano, but their battle has cost them. Castro's opened the gap to 1.6 seconds. Martin's managed to get the move done on Moylan, so Martin up into 4th. Moylan drops back down into 5th place for the moment. Moylan with almost 40% more ERS than Martin. Thornicus sitting comfortably 25% up ERS over Mano. As Frenzy comes into the pits on lap 13. So he's gone medium. Did he start on the softs? He may have started on the softs actually. So Frenzy comes out of the pits in 11th. Find the pass, managing to get through. Get ahead of Frenzy there. So undercut worked well for Find the Pass. Zodak still right on the back of Hobo. Is he going to be close enough to go for a move with the DRS? Find the Pass fast approaching the back of Zodak as well. It won't be long before Find the Pass is in this battle. Zodak pulls to the inside, side by side into the braking, still side by side on the exit. Put Zodak on the outside for the right-hander. If he can hold on, keep alongside Hobo, will give him the inside into the left hand. He does get it done, but Hobo going for the cutback. Zodak didn't look to have the greatest of exits, but manages to hold on for the moment. And we've got to Find the Pass on the back of this as well. Trying to sneak his way through whilst Hobo's looking at Zodak in front. Hobo dives into the pits, and we've got Jake in the pits as well. So that moves Find the Pass up into 8th. Make that 7th as he gets the move done on Zodak up towards turn 1. We've not seen many moves into turn 1 tonight. So good to see someone going for a move in different places. Casto has dropped down into 3rd. I'm guessing Casto must have pitted. But he has, because he's put the hard tyre on. So Casto's pitted, come back out in 3rd. It's giving the lead of the race to Martin. Moylan still holding on to Martin. Casto only 6 seconds back, 5 seconds back even, on Moylan. Has he stopped? Yeah, he has made a stop. So Casto, Mano and Thornicus have all stopped. Oh, of course, yeah, they were 10 seconds back. I was thinking the battle was the other way. So yeah, Casto, Mano and Thornicus have all made their stop. Mrs. Cole in 6th at the moment, yet to stop. Find the Pass. 8 seconds back on Mrs. Cole, has made his stop. Zodak still to stop, currently running in 8th. About to come under pressure from Frenzy on those fresh tyres. Half expected to see Zodak in. He's opting to stay out and try and hold on as long as possible. Frenzy with the DRS though, and a better drive out of the final corner. Gets the move done up towards turn 1. So Frenzy up to 8th. Zodak dropping down into 9th. See, Mano and Thornicus still holding the DRS of Casto. Though Mano just drops out, but I think he'll have had the DRS from the detection point, which is further up the hill before turn 12. voice feels like it's going. So I'm starting to melt in here. We've got 13 laps to go as Camo picks up a 3-second penalty. I think penalties may come into play towards the end here. Moyland and Mano both sitting on penalties as Martin bails into the pits on lap 15 on those mediums. So I'd expect to see Martin go for on those hards. He is going for the medium. And Castro's wasted no time getting past Moyland. Moyland on those 16 lap old mediums. He'll be starting to feel rather sluggish now. Is he going to play the team game and allow his teammate through? There's looked to be a bit of contact there between the pair of them. But Mano has got ahead as they drop down to turn 12. Thornicus also wanting to get past Moyland as quickly as possible. We've got a yellow flag coming out of the final corner. That was Con's round on the final corner, but he's got back underway now. So Thornicus has got the move done on Moyland. So our leaders now are Casto back in the lead, Mano in second, Thornicus in third. Find the pass up into fifth. When Moyland does eventually pit, Find the Pass will inherit fourth. So a great recovery from Find the Pass after starting in 12th place. And as I say that, Moyland ducks into the pits. So his battle was with Martin, and he's waited a couple of laps longer than Martin. And just coming through the final corner now. Moyland leaving the pit box, but I think he's going to lose out here on the battle to Martin, as Martin's clearly through and into turn one. Moyland just comes out of the pit lane. He's lost 4 seconds to Martin. They were right on each other's tail. So the overcut definitely not working, which means what I said earlier, it was complete crap. The undercut is more powerful than the overcut here. But having said that, Moyland's opted to go for the soft tyre. This is going to give him more pace for at least the first 3 or 4 laps. So can he close Martin down, get the move done, and then stay in front as those softs start to wear off? So Thornicus has got back in front of Mano. So Thornicus back up into second. Whilst battling with Mano, that's dropped him out of the DRS of Casto. It's going to hurt him when it comes to defending from Mano, who will be getting DRS this time around. As they head up towards turn one, Thornicus holding in front. Find the Pass currently sitting in fourth, but he's got Frenzy and Martin just behind. Frenzy trying to find a way past into turn one, but Find the Pass has that covered off. Zodak picks up a 3-second penalty now and is finally into the pits, going for the soft tyre as well. So some work to do for Zodak if he wants to try and catch up to Hobo. Mrs. Cole, Jake and Speedy all in a little battle over 8th place. A few little DRS trains appearing as Mano's got the move done on Thornicus. Mano back up into second as Martin goes up the inside of Frenzy into turn 13. Does pick up a penalty for cutting that inside corner, inside curb, but back up into fourth place. Frenzy and Find the Pass. Still holding on to the DRS. Moylan's got that gap down to 2.7 seconds now. So he's taken a couple of seconds out of this trio battling over fourth in the last lap. Lapping a bit. Jake, Speedy and Mrs. Cole still battling it out. Speedy's starting to drop back from Jake a little. This is trying to defend from Mrs. Cole. Mrs. Cole with a great drive out of the final corner. Can she get alongside on the run up towards turn one? Goes for the inside line. Speedy looks to defend. Mrs. Cole runs very deep there. Hits her brake in all sorts of wrong. Drops her back behind Speedy. Jake managing to not get caught up in that move. It looked like a bit of a late defence from Speedy. He tries to close the door on Mrs. Cole. He's got away with it for now. As Hobo gets very tail happy around the exit of turn 12. Keeps the car pointing in the right direction though. So Speedy has, with that battle into turn one with Mrs. Cole, dropped out the DRS. Sorry, dropped out of Jake's DRS. Find the Pass and Frenzy now joined by Moyland. I don't think it'd take him long to catch up with that soft tyre as Moyland looks up the inside of Find the Pass into turn one. Gets the move done. DRS helping him there as well. Those soft tyres are definitely better at this point in the stint. Moyland almost pulling 8/10 over Find the Pass through the S's alone. So I expect Frenzy to be looking in his mirrors, trying to work out how he's going to defend from Moyland down this DRS straight. Moyland with a great drive out of turn 12. The DRS open. ERS advantage over Frenzy as well. Gets the move done. So Moyland back up into fifth. 3.5 seconds off the back of Martin, running in fourth. Mano and Thornicus have dropped back from Casto. Casto's now got a comfortable 2.93 second gap over Mano. Mano still coming under pressure from Thornicus. Thornicus trying to find a way through into turn one, but can't get it done. So we'll head back through the S's. Sorry about that, it was getting far too hot in here. This normally doesn't happen when it's commentary for F1, but obviously the PC is running a bit warm tonight. As Mano looks up the inside of Thornicus, which gives him, he ran deep, so Thornicus got the cutback, but Mano At the inside for the right-hander. Thornicus, though, going round the outside, managing to hold on to second place. Whilst these guys are battling, it is costing them time to Casto. Casto now 4.4 seconds up the road. Final pass looking around the outside of Frenzy as he continues on this recovery drive. Finds himself now in 6th place. 3.5 seconds up the road to Moyland. As Moyland continues trying to chase down Martin after losing out through the pit stops. Quite a bit of work still to do for Moyland to catch up to Martin. Jake and Mrs. Carl have traded places. Mrs. Carl now running in 8th. Jake just within the DRS. Mrs. Carl pulling away down the start-finish straight. So DRS not as effective for Jake. Mrs. Carl has only got 8% of ERS available, so I wonder if she's been deploying that strategically to try and keep ahead. Hobo holding on to 10th place for that final points position. No one really near him at the moment, so he's got some breathing space as he picks up another 3-second penalty. That's not going to help. Zodak is 4 seconds back, so penalties will possibly come into play for that final points position. Speedy finds himself down in 13th. I'm guessing he must have stopped again. Yeah, Speedy's gone for the 2-stop. So 5 laps ago, Speedy's got a few places to find, although he is currently without penalties, so it could work in his favour. As Casto's been round. Casto has found himself round. Oh, don't start doing this. Literally, that just showed Casto round, 8 seconds down, and now is back in the lead. And back to a 5-second lead. I hope that's not a sign we're going to have more fun and games with the telemetry, or not telemetry, with the connection in the last 5 laps again. So Moyland's charge after Martin seems to have plateaued now. It's been sitting around 3.5 seconds for the last couple of laps. It's still only just 3.2. Frenzy and Find the Pass still battling it out over 6th place. Frenzy not making it easy for Find the Pass. Frenzy would have been hoping to keep in front to try and close that gap down in the constructors' standings. Thornicus and Mano go side by side on the run out of turn 2 in towards the exit. We've got a safety car. Who have we got a safety car for? Safety car is going to make it interesting as we come 4 laps to go. As Martin's picked up a drive through for speeding under the safety car. Oh, that's going to cripple Martin's race. He's going to have to serve that within 2 laps. To the end of the race, and that's going to put him right at the back of the field. So Jake's pitted, Hobo's pitted, Speedy's pitted, Camo's pitted, Zodak's pitted. Wi-Fi and cons haven't been past the pit since the safety car was called. Wondering if cons is the reason for the safety car. Another drive through for Martin. What the hell? Cons running without a front wing. I dared to... And now Martin's been disqualified for receiving disc games. That's it. So Casto, Thornicus, Mano all into the pits. So that's moved Moreland up into 4th place. And into the pits comes Moreland. Thornicus and Mano exit the pits. Moreland serving a penalty. Find the pass into the pits. Frenzy into the pits. That's a Red Bull ahead of Moreland. Is that? Must be Cons just coming out of the pits and going off track to allow himself to be re-lapped. Makes sense, so he's not going to be stuck in the middle of everyone when we come for the restart. So Thornicus and Casto, Casto and Thornicus in first and second, both without penalties. Mano, Moyland, Find the Pass, Frenzy, all carrying penalties. Mrs. Cole currently sits in 7th place with no penalties. And with a couple of lap sprint, if she holds on to that lead pack, could find herself up on the podium positions. Jake and Hobo both carrying penalties. Again, Speedy in 10th with no penalties. Could profit nicely from this late safety car. Definitely going to have one more lap of the safety car. The grid is so spread out. Looks like we are going to have a 2-lap sprint at the end. After what's been a very clean race. Wait and see what comes with the stewards afterwards. It certainly looks like Cons looks like he had a moment on his own. Must have met a barrier somewhere because he was running with no front wing. So everyone could get onto the back of this train before the end of this lap. So as it stands, Casto get the 25. The 18. Slight gain for Ferrari at the moment in the constructors' standings if it finishes how it is now. I'm not going to look at what the penalties are. We'll see at the end of the race how they affect the overall result. Just waiting on... That's going to be Zodak and Wi-Fi to get on the back of this train. Zodak will be on the back before the end of this straight. Wi-Fi won't be that far away. Expect to see safety car in this lap as the safety car passes sector 3 line. There we are. And there's Wi-Fi in the background, so everyone is back together. Gonna jump back towards the front now, see if Casto can catch Thornicus napping on the restart. A couple of choices when you go for the restart. You go midway round the double right-hander, and it looks like, oh no, it sounded like he'd gone, but he has gone now on the exit to try and build that gap. He has pulled a bit of a gap over Thornicus. Can he hold on to it as we now cross the line and start lap 27? So 2 laps to go. We've got a sprint on our hands here. Moyland losing out a little to Mano. Find the pass. He's all over the back of Moyland, trying to improve. Couple of positions, trying to recover from that poor qualifying. Mrs. Cole still running in 7th. Wi-Fi picks up a penalty. Speedy holding on to 10th. Is in a little train here. Got Cons will be getting the blue flag in the middle of that battle as well. Does try and keep out of the way. Cons picks up a 5-second penalty for ignoring blue flags. If the game worked properly, it would release lapped cars behind the safety cars so they could get to the back of the pack. It's not going to affect anything for Cons because he is running last at the moment. Speedy still trying to find his way past Hobo. As Mano's been round, be careful on your rejoin, Mano. So Mano's round, that's allowed Find the Pass has got past Moyland. So Find the Pass up into 3rd place. Moyland effectively stays in 4th. Frenzy up to 5th. Mrs. Carl in 6th. Casto's not been able to pull away from Thornicus, though there is no DRS, so that 1 second gap won't really make a difference. Well, that 8/10. So who can keep it on track? Find the Pass, so 3.4 seconds off the back of Thornicus. That's Cons round again through the S's. Thornicus has depleted his ERS, trying to stay with Casto, trying to force a mistake. That's not where the battle is at the moment. The battle is back over 3rd place. You've got Find the Pass, Moyland and Frenzy, and then Mrs. Cole not in the battle but stands to gain from it when penalties come into play after they cross the line. Jake right on the back of Mrs. Cole isn't going to be able to gain anything here, as he's carrying penalties, and so is Hobo. Speedy as well, holding on to the back of Hobo. Casto gets the fastest lap. Thornicus crosses 2nd. Find the Pass. Mrs. Cole just misses out on the podium. Once penalties come in, Mrs. Cole comes through in 4th. Moyland in 5th. Frenzy in 6th. Speedy up to 7th. Jake in 8th. Camus in 9th. Hobo in 10th. I can barely speak. What a recovery. Yeah, great drive, Find the Pass. Well-deserved podium. You've gone up through the grid, then pitted, and had to make your way back up there. Keeping it clean, though, definitely worked in your favour. Or cleanish. 10 seconds. What did you get a 10-second penalty for, Zodak? If it was a bullshit random game one, get the race director. If you think it was a wrong penalty applied, get the race director, mate, and put it into stewards. And then they can have a look at it. We'll run you through the standings. Casto takes a win. Cornicus in second. Find the Pass tops out our podium in third. Mrs. Cole, great result in fourth. Just missing out on that podium. Moreland into fifth. Frenzy in sixth. Speedy in seventh. Jake in eighth. Camu in ninth. Hobo in 10th. Mano, Zodak, Hikmet, Wi-Fi, Cons and Martin. I want to run through the race director quickly as well, because I want to see what happened to Martin at the end. If I've got time. Oh Jesus, you lot had a lot of penalties. I think I'm going to miss it. As I did, I missed it. I didn't get it. Hopefully someone caught the race director, because I think Martin got screwed on the back end of that. But thank you everyone for watching. I'll be back next week for... Where are we? Where are we next week? Yay. Everyone's favourite, Yas Marina. Mind you, with how close people are racing at the minute, it could hopefully be a decent race. Yep. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for those in chat. Thank you for the raid, Benjamin. Much appreciated. And I will see you all same time next week.